Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. I got to be honest with you guys, man. I got to be honest. I am really reaching the point where I'm really starting to get sick and tired of these people in media. I got to be totally honest with you guys. The bias has become unbearable. It's insufferable. It stinks. The stench is too much for me. It's too much. Yesterday, we all know it was opening night, right? There were two big games. The Philadelphia 76ers versus the Boston Celtics. And by the way, James Harden looked very good. He scored 35 points in that game, although they lost. But to see him, the way he was scoring, he looked good. And the second game featured the NBA champions, Golden State Warriors, and the Los Angeles Lakers, right? And it was ring ceremony on opening night. Now, going into that game, I think the majority of us knew, or at least felt, that the Lakers were going to lose that game. No one would have been surprised. You would have been on the fringe. It would have been a fringe opinion if you thought that the Lakers were going to win that game. So what happened? They went into that game, and they got down pretty early. They fought back a little bit. And then, of course, the Golden State Warriors blew the thing right open, right? Blew it right open, and it wasn't even a contest. They ended up winning 123 to 109. So after the game, at halftime, Charles Barkley, as he usually is, in his candid self, straightforward self, honest self, gave his opinions about what he feels Russell Westbrook has been going through and what he feels ultimately should happen with Russell Westbrook. So for those of you who missed what Charles Barkley had to say, what we want to do is we want to play what he had to say right now, and then we're going to come back and totally just unpack on this video. So take a listen to that there.
You know how I feel about Russell Westbrook.
Yes, but he plays hard every time out.
I admire him. I respect him. It's time for the Lakers to move him. They have taken all his joy out of life in basketball.
Chuck, he's 5 out of 8.
No, it's not about the numbers. First of all, the Lakers stink. We can get that out the way. Those two guys just out there having fun, AD and LeBron, they're just getting numbers. You never thought they were going to win this game. They're just going through. They're like getting numbers.
How can you tell that Westbrook's joy has been stolen?
He doesn't look. This guy used to be so exuberant, playing with great energy and great emotion. I think the wear and tear mentally last year, starting this year, playing with Patrick Beverley, he's gonna, and the thing is, he gonna get the blame no matter what, because the Lakers ain't a championship contender.
I think the fact that everyone was talking about it last year is still going to bleed over. I say give him 15 to 20 games. AD's back. You got Patrick Beverley. Let's just see what they're going to do out of 20.
He was asked.
Right now, he's 5 out of 8 with 11 points.
It's not just about the stats, Shaq. You
talk
know
about
that.
the energy.
The energy and enthusiasm.
The high fives.
He don't look. And first of all, I think he got Frank Him. I think they scapegoated him and Frank Vogel last year. I think he needs a fresh start. I think the Lakers need a fresh start because they're not contenders. But I hate the fact that they have made him and Vogel scapegoats. This guy, man, I admire Russell Westbrook. They are taking his entire joy out of basketball, and it pisses me off.
This is the most cornball reporting I have ever seen. Let me just be honest with you. This is cornball reporting. These people are not analyzing a damn thing. All they're doing is picking one person that they want to scapegoat and constantly criticize them. Charles Barkley is 100% correct, and I blame Bayless and Shannon. Those are the two people I blame most. They are the ones that have single-handedly turned Russell Westbrook into the biggest scapegoat in the entire NBA. And what kills me is this. A lot of these athletes that speak to Shannon Sharpe are these guys. They go on his show. None of them call him out on this thing. But let it be somebody else in the media. Let it be Mad Dog Russo. Let it be this guy. Let it be that guy. Hey, man, that's disrespect. You need to watch your mouth. But why don't you call these people, if you're pro players and you're pro support, why don't you ever say anything? Like, hey, Shannon, listen, man, I hear what you're saying, but I think you guys have gone a little bit too far with it. And it's not a fight. Just say, no, I think it's gone a little bit too far. Like, it's not just defend the guy. I am in no way, shape, or form a Russell Westbrook supporter. No way, shape, or form. However, this is cornball reporting that you guys are seeing happen right here. Cornball reporting. While the game was going on, Shannon Sharpe tweeted. He was up there hollering that Russell Westbrook stepped out of bounds, that he had a turnover. Meanwhile, LeBron finished the game with 5 turnovers, which was 1 more turnover than Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook led the entire team in field goal shooting percentage at 58%. Where was the tweet about that? Why is it always the negative? This is my point. No one is saying don't criticize Russell Westbrook when he does. No one is saying that. What we're saying is, why is every single angle you come at this guy always a -1? It's always negative. And they're going to sit up there today and talk about a turnover or show an air ball or some low light that he had, like as if that's the reason they got blown out and embarrassed in that game. Really? This is what we're doing? The Lakers lost that game by 14 points yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. 14 or 15 points, if I'm not mistaken. And it wasn't like as if they lost the game 86-100. If that was the case, you can say, you know what, man? They played great defense. They were able to hold the Warriors to 100 points, but they just really couldn't get their offense going. We need to look at how Russ is fitting with this offense and really kind of scrutinize it and, get to the bottom of it. But that's the total opposite of what happened. The Lakers scored 109 points in that game, and they gave up 123. And no one is talking about the deep. They will not talk. All they're going to talk about is Russell Westbrook. That is it. Let me say it again. This is the most cornball reporting I have ever seen. You guys are not analyzing nothing. I almost cursed. Y'all ain't analyzing nothing. Your whole analysis begins with, what did Russell Westbrook do wrong? That's your whole analysis. Let me tell you guys, the number one reason this Laker team will continue to lose this season, if they don't get their act together, is going to be their defense. It has nothing to do with Russell Westbrook. Somebody said, well, what about the game Russell Westbrook admitted? There was a game Russell Westbrook, he got injured. He came off the bench. He played 5 minutes, and he still lost by almost 40 points. And they still talking about what Russell Westbrook did. They sit up there talking about what huddle he didn't join. It's a joke. It is a joke. These two guys are a joke when it comes to this story. I'm sorry. Y'all are not saying anything. Skip has just made it up in his mind that every single day he's going to make fun or criticize Russell Westbrook. That is clown reporting. If nobody will say it, I will say it. I will say it, that is just clown reporting, because all you guys are doing are creating anger in the fans, so that whenever they get angry, they point all of their anger at one guy, forgetting the fact that the team cannot play defense. Let me give you guys some stats here. Let me substantiate, because I actually did some research. I didn't Google Russell Westbrook and then put Lakers and then do my notes off of that. I actually did some research. It took me a little bit of time. Let me give you guys some data points here that you guys should pay attention to. These clowns up here talking about shooting. Oh, the offense isn't running well. All of this nonsense, right? I'm going to prove to you that it's total garbage. Last year, the Lakers, this Laker team, maybe one or two players different, whatever. They made 982 three-pointers made. That was their total. 982 threes were made last year. Let me tell you teams that made less three-point shots than the Lakers last year. The Phoenix Suns, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Chicago Bulls, and the Brooklyn Nets. What do all of those teams have in common? They all made the playoffs. So hold on a second. If it's shooting, If it's in fact shooting, why didn't the Lakers make the playoffs? The reason the Lakers did not make the playoffs last year was very, very simple. The Lakers as a team scored 9,192 points last year, but they gave up 9,442 points. They gave up an average of about 115 points per game, and they scored about 109. Anybody that did a little bit of research would be able to tell you that. And if you believe that Russell Westbrook is, if you remove him from the team, that he's the number one reason that that number exists, you are lost. You are lost. You are inside the soup. Forget about sipping the soup. You are in the soup. These dudes are not analyzing anything. Nothing. All they're doing is scapegoating one guy. So I pray, like Charles Barkley said, I pray they trade Russell Westbrook. And I will guarantee you that team will still lose if they don't play defense. Let me tell you what's going to happen this season. I'm going to give you guys the blueprint right here. You heard it on October 19th. Let me tell you guys what's going to happen. Number one, they're going to keep Russell Westbrook, right? And they're going to continue to blame him. That's number one. Number two, and they're going to continue to lose. Number two, they're going to trade Russell Westbrook, and guess what? They're going to continue to lose because they're not going to be playing any defense. And guess what will happen? Number three, they'll look for a new scapegoat. That's all that's going to happen. Period. End of story. This is cornball reporting, and I wish some of the bigger stars that go on their show would call them out. Don't just wait for a Mad Dog Russo. Don't let that be the only time that somebody has something to say. Oh, this guy's disrespecting me. This guy. But here you got somebody right here who is picking and nobody says nothing. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. It is too much. And this is the reason why none of you guys will be taking this seriously as Charles Barkley. None of you. Ain't nobody gonna pay none of you guys $200, $300 million to talk about sports. Why the hell would they? Because they know most of you guys just going to go up there and twerk it up. You're not going to really say what you think. You're not really trying to go at cats and have disagreement with your own contemporaries. Charles Barkley is willing to do. That's why he got $200 million. And none of you guys will. That's why he's going to get $200 million. Charles Barkley will tell you when you're doing it right, and he'll tell you when you're doing it wrong. Whether or not he's right or wrong, he's giving you his honest opinion. He's gone at it with Kevin Durant. He's gone at it with LeBron James. He's gone at it with Kobe Bryant. He fell out with Michael Jordan. But at the same time, he'll still give those guys their props. But he's going to tell you what you think. Most of you guys are not doing that because it's my friend, it's my relationship. I can't do it. It's my colleague. I can't do that. Have you ever seen any of these guys get into a dispute the way Charles Barkley did with Shaq? You'll never see it. They're busy being too PC. Nah, we're not going to say that. Nah, I can't say that. But let it be somebody outside the media. Let it be an independent creator. All of a sudden, everybody has the energy. Yeah, because those are easy. That's easy. Those are easy targets. We can get it. Well, who are they after all? Who are they? Let me finally say this. Most independent creators will never reach the status in terms of notoriety, to use the word correctly, the way these guys will reach it in the public. Most of them are not going to be known as NBA players. Most of them are not going to be known as musicians. Most of them are not going to be known as celebrities for whatever reason. They're not going to be. They're not. However, when you step into the internet world, which is real, it is real, okay? Because everybody engages with it. These guys are wiping the floor with most of these guys. They can't even hold their lunchbox. They can't. I don't know what perception people, there are guys that have media companies that are independent that are making $50 to $100 million in revenue every year. I don't know where these people feel that they're somehow above it all. Go look at how much money Mr. Beast generated. He made $150 million in revenue just on Beast Burgers. I don't know what people are feeling like. When it comes to the internet, that don't work. You got to actually be good. And at a certain point, your content got to be good. We know the bigger companies going to give you a little bit of push. And you're gonna have bigger channels that views don't correlate. I see you, Skip Bayless. How the hell you got 150,000 subscribers, but you barely get any views? We're not gonna say nothing. We're not gonna say nothing. But the moment you guys keep discounting and, oh, these guys are not real, they really don't exist. They're not really there. Just yesterday, let me finish my point and I'll close. Just yesterday, I was watching Kenny Smith on, NBA on TNT. And he quoted a stat about the Michael Jordan short that Marco and I produced on the channel about MJ only losing one playoff series when he played with at least one All-Star. He was like, this is a crazy stat. Who the hell you think came up with that stat? Oh, no, you didn't do it. What are you talking about? We produced that video. It has what? 750,000 views on Instagram. On TikTok is almost at 900,000. So regardless of whether you guys think that these people are not, it doesn't matter. The sooner they acknowledge that these people exist, the better. Instead of trying to ignore these people, embrace them. Because the people are. You don't control the internet and how it works. Because ultimately, good content wins, not what your opinion says. You can ignore them, and you got people like Mr. Beast making $150 million on just one business. Keep playing that game like as if people don't exist. It's a joke.